Howdy, this is Paul Reavis from Reavis Code, and this is Jody Wheeler, my partner. We brought you to the office today to show you some new software we've got, RC Integrator. In a nutshell, it's a two-way integration between Partners Field Designer, Millsaw's Field Engineering software, and TriGlobal's UtiliPad software. This allows you to take a job that you've staked on your desktop or laptop and send it to an iOS device like an iPad or an iPhone, and then work on it in the field, and then bring it back in. So you can start with the Field Designer, running on your desktop or your laptop. You don't have to. You can stake things in UtiliPad and then bring them back, but the real power of this interface is that two-way integration. So generally what you're going to do is you're going to start from the background map and you're going to bring in your existing locations. So suppose you're going to tap off a line, or you're going to do some corrections or things like that. So you'll bring in those existing map locations into your job. You may also just want to stake a few things in the office before you go out. For instance, if you're staking a subdivision and you're just going to go place some points on the property lines and send those out. So again, it all starts with the laptop or desktop, your copy of the Field Designer. You open the job just like you normally do, and then you start bringing in or staking points in the job. And why would you want to have those before you go out in the field, Jody?
Well, on occasion, you'll have a customer that you know where you need to go. You can send that one location to your UtiliPad and navigate directly to that. No more punching in data and finding it. You just open that job and go. Another way that we've used it is for underground subdivisions. When you have all your lot lines laid out, you can pre-lay locations and then navigate to them. That's very helpful when staking, trying to find map data, and you can just take it right to the field with you.
And then, of course, another big case is you want to bring in some of the existing locations if you want to either take off from them, you want to tap off an existing line, you want to make sure that all your phasing and stuff and attachments are correct, or if you want to do some correction while you're in the field. You know, not all points are going to be GPS accurate when you start, so you can go ahead and bring those existing points in and then GPS locate them in the field, and they'll be fixed when they come back into the job. Okay, so laptop goes up to the Data Orbit cloud, which is TriGlobal's data integration cloud. Then it goes down to your iPhone or iPad device. That device is going to be communicating with an Asteri. This X3 is sub-inch accurate, right?
Yes. It's a sub-centimeter in some RTK networks.
And of course, you've got these accessories. You may want to use it for a pole for doing new locations.
When you're doing lining in, you're going to want to use this pole because it's got a bubble level, and then you can get your poles laid in line. And when you don't need as accurate, maybe you're doing underground routes and walking up and just grabbing some poles, you can use this because you're over existing locations and your accuracy doesn't need to be pinpoint.
So these locations then just go into the UtiliPad software. Our integrator also makes sure that you always have your staking units and all of the other information from your staking system accurately configured in UtiliPad. So you're there staking with your real units that you're always using. And then when it comes back, it goes back up to the Data Orbit cloud again, back down to your laptop, merges with your job, makes all the changes necessary, and then you go on from there. Print your staking sheets, do any final edits. No more GUIDs. You don't have to worry about all of the map links involved and other kinds of horrible things that you've had to do in the past. Another thing that's exciting about this integration is that we're able to pull the Z coordinate, the altitude, and put that into your partner job. This is useful for a variety of things, and when you're using a pole like this that's a known height, you can get a very accurate reading on your altitude. We have a report that then puts that out along with the tap order, and you can use that, and we can configure it so that each of your poles has its height above ground, and you can use that to do your profiling. One of the reasons I like working with Jody is he actually uses these devices and the software in the field doing his contract work. You do contract staking and you do pole inventories, map corrections. Let's talk a little bit about pole inventories because we've been talking about staking. How does this help you do a pole inventory efficiently?
Well, now I can start with the data that's in the map. I can select a section, send it out with the integrator to UtiliPad, take that out into the field. I've got my backpack, throw that on my shoulder, got the points on I just click on the point, move them to where they are. I don't have to worry about copying map IDs. The integration is very tight. It also helps because we use the partner to the GIS integration to post the jobs. So not only are we able to make things better on post and normal work orders, we're able to correct the map using that same process that's already in place.
So you really could, start in the morning and bring in some stuff from the map, go out and do corrections, and at the end of the day, post those to the GIS, and the next day have new maps and partner with things corrected.
Exactly.
And then, of course, just depending on how you like to work your workflow, some people will like to correct things in advance and then go stake the job on the corrected locations. And some people will just correct them along the way with their job. And either way works fine, just whatever works best for y'all. Okay, so you've seen the software. So let's talk a little bit about the efficiencies and wrap this thing up. What's your experience, Jody? What do you think about the time savings and other efficiencies that you get from using this software?
Well, being able to know my elevations when I'm out in the field helps me tremendously. And then when I get back to the office, if I've made a mistake, I don't have to write anything down, so it's right there at my fingertips. If I ever need to send the job back out to the field because a customer doesn't like where a pole is, boom, you send it back to your iPad, you go out, navigate right there, you're good to go. Other efficiency savings are the amount of time not spent selecting GUIDs and map IDs and fixing that.
So what are we talking about per job? I mean, how much time are you saving per job?
Easily minutes to, in some cases, an hour.
And then if you're able to use it to line in the poles like we've demonstrated, then you're saving a whole nother person on the field, aren't you?
Right. The whole person in the field. So however long you can stake with transit, that's cut in half. You can, if you have your RTK network connection, it's easily exactly the same amount of time, but you have a single person instead of two.
Well, we'd love to sell the software to you. And if you just go to reviscode.com, that's REAVISCODE.com. There's information on how to get a hold of us. Also, feel free to contact TriGlobal. They'll forward you right on. Thanks again. Come back to the office sometime.